Hi, everyone, and welcome to our live webinar. Today's webinar is titled Maximize Your Investments and Build the Best Voice, Video, and Mobility Solution Possible. So we have Jason Waldrop on the call, our President of Managed Services, and I'm going to hand it over to him to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, there is a chat feature over to your right. Go ahead and put questions in there anytime throughout the webinar, and we will answer them at the end. Take it away, Jason.
Thanks, Corinne. As Corinne said, my name is Jason Waldrop, and I run the managed services business here at Red River. What that means is, at Red River, we design, implement, sell, and manage technology solutions for our customers. And so the managed part is kind of where my group comes in. We've got a couple hundred folks with headsets on, working around the clock, taking support calls or responding to alerts that come out of data centers or UC environments or cloud environments, et cetera. So a lot of the as a service stuff also rolls through my operation. So pleasure to be here. On the call with me is Brad Hacker. He is the brains of this operation. Okay, he owns our unified communication practice here at Red River. So when we get to talking speeds and feeds and features and stuff, Brad's going to take over for me, and you'll be in good hands. So thanks, Brad, for attending here today. All right. So I know many of you in the audience are Red River customers or have done business with Red River, but also I know there's several who haven't. So figured we'd do a quick glance at the company. Got a little north of 700 employees, been around for over 25 years. We'll do $1 billion top line revenue this year. So as I said before, our business, we're really a kind of a combination of a technology reseller, an SI, and a managed service provider, right? So folks can come to us for the complete lifecycle management of their the IT outcomes they're looking for. Whether that's we have customers who come to us just for procurement activities because we have a real frictionless fulfillment process here at Red River. People come to us to help design complex IT outcomes. Hey, I've got a data center I'm trying to build, and I need some help with that, or I'm moving some applications to the cloud, or I've got a unified communication system I want to deploy, et cetera. We'll provide the consultancy, the design, as well as the implementation, and then in our group, the follow-on managed services. So really end-to-end technology outcomes here at Red River. We do have three locations. Claremont, New Hampshire is our corporate headquarters. Down here in the DC area, we have a couple offices that serve as our federal and managed services headquarters, and then commercial out of Boston. We do about, call it 70% of our business is public sector, 30% is commercial. Okay, so pretty good balance there. We have revenue streams coming from many different directions, and then commercial, it's kind of like mid-market commercial up through enterprise, and we have a pretty healthy state local business inside the public sector space as well as federal. Okay, capabilities, like I said, all things infrastructure related. Okay, so data center, network collab, mobility. This is the type of thing that if it beeps, blinks, or rings, it's probably in our portfolio. On the managed services side, we are 24/7. We do everything from end user support. I can't print, my iPhone's not working, through very advanced engineering services in the data center network and UC, as I mentioned. You can kind of see how we're set up here. We have a tier 1 service desk operation. Then we have our service towers, modern work through security. And then we have 24/7 field dispatch, whether it's our people or through a global partner network we can be anywhere really in about 4 hours around the world. We have some customers that just consume shared resources from us. In other words, they call into a team that might be serving 20 customers. We also have customers who call into a team that works on nothing but their stuff, or in other words, a dedicated outsourcing environment. Okay, And then we come to the table with a whole bunch of very advanced tools and telemetry for monitoring, patch management, automatic remediation, self-service, and then the whole suite of kind of pragmatic security solutions like privileged account management, anti-malware, and this type of thing. So we bring to the table a pretty robust solution set that solves 80% of kind of what most businesses need. And this webinar today is a good example of one of those, and that's unified communications as a service. Everybody needs a phone system, so we've got some ready-made packages for our clients. They don't have to do a ton of research. They can just kind of look at our portfolio and say, yep, I need that backup service, that phone system, and this anti-malware framework as an example. Speaking of those capabilities, you see every modern workplace is becoming a huge thing in a post-COVID environment where clients, a lot of folks are working in a pure work from home environment now. And the new employee's first interaction with the company is unboxing their laptop in many cases. So making that experience delightful, okay, is really important. And having a set of a secure platform that allows for this remote work environment, and if their laptop breaks, getting one quick to them quickly and providing a virtual desktop, they can go from another machine or an iPad to continue to be productive in that at-home environment. There's a whole strategy that we have in place there, and it's getting a lot of traction. So that's our modern work stuff. And then I talked about networking and cloud, as well as our traditional data center. And then, of course, we're going to talk a lot about collab and security today. So from a commitment to Cisco here, we've been a master's Cisco UC partner for a long time. We've installed tens of thousands of Cisco handsets over the years and manage hundreds of call manager environments. And so you can see here, we are authorized up and down the entire Cisco UC domain, right? So from WEBEX calling to include dedicated instance, UCM Cloud for government, WEBEX for defense, and WEBEX Contact Center. And WEBEX for defense, as an example, is a pretty small community of Cisco partners that can address that. Like less than 10 partners in the country are authorized to sell that platform, and we're one of them. So deep commitment there. We also are very committed to making the commercial experience as frictionless as possible for a customer who's looking to move to an OPEX model for their UC environment. That's the why do folks come to us and ask to move to UCaaS? It's not because it's cooler, better technology. In many cases, it can be, but it's really more about the business model, right? They want to get out of managing the servers in the data center. They'd like to have that all that back end stuff taken care of for them, and they'd like to pay for it in many cases on demand, per user per month, right? So we have taken that to the next level at Red River and actually become a regulated telecom service provider. So we are like Verizon at Red River. We have our own dial tone service that we can sell and bundle into this. And what that means for the customer, is that you can get one bill from Red River and have one line item that says 250 users times X per month. That includes PBX services, local and long distance, plus managed services. Here's your number. And if next month it's 253 users and the month after that is 247 users, right? You're paying for what you need when you get it, local and LD included. And you'll see kind of how we do that then. You can also obviously unbundle that, use your own SIP trunking. We can bring SIP trunking, a lot of different ways of doing it. But the point is very flexible from a PSTN perspective. We also have a really mature suite of managed services, as you saw earlier. And so the way we package those up as it relates to unified communications as a service, some customers want to just hand us the keys and say, just take care of everything. Be my admin. I want my users to call you when they need to figure out how to send the call to their cell phone or change their voicemail or whatever like that. But some clients have their own help desk and they don't need that end user support service from us. They may only want the system admin service, the back end administration, or they may want, in fact, their end user support operation, their internal help desk, to be entitled to escalate to our team. So that's where you look to the far right here. We have different service engagement models, first response or escalation. So you could say end user first response, for example, means Red River is taking those calls directly from your end users. End user escalation means your end user support, your service desk inside your company is taking that first call from your own end users, but your internal service desk is entitled to escalate to Red River. Okay, so we can mix and match this. However, system admin can be first in response or escalation, and vice versa. So lots of flexible options from a ongoing operations and maintenance perspective. Brad, I will turn it over to you here to start talking features and all that exciting stuff.
Sure. So a lot of times we see customers are more interested in moving towards soft phones and getting rid of hardware on desks and making it more of a hybrid environment for their users to be able to come in, hot desk, something like that, and be able to sit down at a computer and just log in and have their phone available to them there. So one thing that we really like about the Cisco WEBEX app is that you have all of the features that you would expect from a traditional desk phone. The older Cisco IP phones that have been around for years and a lot of people are familiar with, or Avaya or what have you. You have the ability to do a lot of things like look at your voicemail, see what your voicemail messages all are and who they're from. And even with some of our solutions, you have the ability to read those voicemails instead of have to sit down and listen to it. I know that that's something that is really convenient to just glance at and see what the message is about before diving in and listening to the whole thing. Some of the other things that you have the ability to do is log into your hunt groups, forward your calls, set up single number reach, as well as all of the features that you would expect from a phone to be able to do mid-call features like hold, transfer, and conference people in, or enable a video call if you're calling somebody else with a soft phone. So the other thing that's nice about this WEBEX app is that most of these features that you see here are available on your Windows or Mac OS platform, as well as Android and iPhone. And so what that does is it makes it so that you have a very familiar experience no matter what platform you're on. You can move from your laptop to your cell phone and still have the same experience and know where those features are going to be, and be able to use them without having to fumble around and try to remember how to do everything when you switch devices. Along with the soft phone, Cisco does have a full suite of devices that are manufactured by Cisco, and they're all designed, manufactured, and maintained by Cisco. So you have all of the desk phones for whatever type of operation, call centers. It's nice to have those desk phones or receptionists, as well as video devices to be able to set up face-to-face communication a lot better and have those experiences that we've really come to enjoy and experience and love here over the past 2 years. I feel like we've really taken hold of that video culture within our company, and I know that a lot of our customers are taking advantage of that also. Also, you have the wireless phones, analog integration, and then with all of our solutions, we have single pane of glass analytics, being able to see what's going on with your phone system. If you have issues with a call, you can dive into that analytics and really trace down to what the problem is on the call. So you can even see if a computer has the high CPU usage while they're on a call, and that's what's actually causing the quality issues, instead of going in and thinking that it's an internet connection every single time. Go ahead. Along with that, we have all of the features that you would expect from an enterprise phone system that are with a traditional on-prem solution like Cisco CUCM or with Avaya or any of those other solutions that are out there. And we've been used to having all of these features for so many years.
Yeah, and I'll just maybe chime in here. This is one of the luxuries that Cisco provides, really. I mean, we at Red River, over the years, we've had customers with other cloud platform UCaaS solutions, and you just don't realize until you don't have it, everything that Cisco brings to the table. It's just that the system is so mature. It's been around for so long. Odds are, if you've been running Cisco for a while, you're using some features that just won't be available on another platform. So I don't think you can understate the importance of the robust feature set that we can deliver on the Cisco platform.
Again, going into the analytics and being able to really see how your system is performing and really knowing how your users are experiencing their phone calls. So there's really easy to read dashboards that give you just right up in front and the ability to see if you're having a lot of good quality phone calls or fair or poor, those types of things. And being able to track down what those issues could be, potentially even by kind of targeting which devices or which users are experiencing issues. Maybe it'll even help you to track down, if you need a laptop refresh for certain models or something along those lines because of those quality issues that I spoke about earlier. You can also kind of track down where you have packet loss or jitter and latency problems. One of Cisco's key things that they really believe in is that that security is not something to be just bolted on in pieces and pick and choose which things are important. They believe in having security built into the solution from the ground up, and so really a lot of the things that they've enabled along the way are having secure calls across all these platforms, secure messaging, making sure that all of that is encrypted and protected on the back end as well. Setting up firewalls and DMZs and really making sure that all of your data would stay secure no matter where it's at in transit or at rest. And then Red River also has support for third-party services that we can integrate and interop with the Cisco solutions. So we have the ability to tie in fax to email. The voicemail transcription is something that is part of some of the Cisco solutions, but we also have the ability to add it on to the ones that it's not native with right now, even though it's on the roadmap for all of their solutions. Being able to set up overhead paging or contact center solutions is a big one right now. A lot of enhancements are being made to contact center platforms, and Cisco's investing a lot into their WEBEX contact center. And then just being able to support all of these different things. E911 is another big one, especially with the changes over the past couple of years with Kerry's Law and Ray Baum's Act, being able to locate where 911 call is placed from and how to route those calls to the proper dispatch.
Okay, I'll take over here and take us through the last section. Thanks, Brad. So really want to just kind of do a review of the architecture that we've put together for this platform, and just continue to underscore the high quality investment that Red River has made to be best in class here with this service offering. So one, how do you connect to this thing? Okay, so you can obviously connect over the internet. You can, but in many cases, you want to control quality of service, right? So you may want to use a point-to-point or MPLS, or if you're in Equinix. So Cisco's backend, as you'll see in a second, is hosted at Equinix in San Jose, California, and in Dallas, Texas. You'll see that Red River is co-resident with them, and so the role that Red River plays here, Cisco wants clients to connect through partners like us, so we build out substantial infrastructure to accommodate that. And again, could be SD-WAN, could be VPN, or you could bring private line. If you're already in Equinix, you can drop an ECX connection to us too, Equinix Cloud Exchange. So just kind of like a cross connect, so to speak. It allows us to also provide geographic redundancy, which you'll see in a second. So really, kind of, we can accommodate virtually any type of connectivity strategy you might be envisioning to the platform, to include up to 3 types of geographic redundancy. From a PSTN perspective, touch on this a little bit, but it's really it's not possible to be more flexible than this. Okay, you can bring your own if you've got a well-oiled machine, SIP trunk, centralized SIP trunking infrastructure, and it's cost effective, and you want to keep that. Great, we totally understand like the whys and hows behind that, and we can even pick it up and manage it for you if you need. But we can certainly just make it include it into the overall solution design and have that be PSTN delivery. We can, on the other end of the spectrum, we can provide PSTN on a per user per month basis to all of your users, right? So that's another, that, as I said before, some customers like the luxury of having a single price that provides PBX services, managed services, and local and LD service all on one line item, so that they can just budget easily and know that they're getting what they need when they get it when they need it from an OPEX perspective. We do have a telecom agency business here at Red River, so if you need to procure some SIP trunking or something like that, or an MPLS connectivity for something like connecting up to us, we can assist with that. And then you can kind of go across any of these and mix and match, right? So you might have that big, robust, centralized SIP trunking infrastructure, but then have a bunch of interns show up over the summer, and you want to just give them some per user per month dial tone so as to not saturate your SIP trunking infrastructure, as an example. Bottom line is we can accommodate all of those scenarios. Okay, so really very flexible PSTN infrastructure. I think this and our managed service capability, I think, bring a lot of differentiation to Red River here. Earlier I mentioned geographic redundancy. Just this slide's just sort of illustrative of how our architecture is built. So you can see Cisco Dallas and Silicon Valley. That's where Cisco's backend is hosted. Obviously, geographic redundant from their perspective. We are connected to both WEBEX Cloud and WEBEX Cloud for Government, and so you can see we are co-resident with them on multiple 10 gig direct connects in both of those data centers. But then we also have long had a hosting presence in Ashburn, in Equinix in Ashburn. So we went ahead and opened up a secure cloud gateway there for folks who might want to connect up to the infrastructure in that data center or local to DC. So you could, for example, if you're a local DC area person, you might drop a private line into Ashburn because it's the most affordable way to get on net and control quality of service, and then have internet connectivity or VPN connectivity as a diverse backup to one of the other data centers, for example. Okay, so a lot of flexibility in how we can provide connectivity here. Again, you look at this infrastructure, service provider grade, 3 time zones. I mean, it's really well done. Brad and his team did an amazing job, and the company really stepped up from an investment perspective here. No question, this is a best-in-class type architecture. Combine that with our local and LD service and our managed services platform, I think you see why Red River has the brand that it does in this space. So last slide here, really just kind of how it gets. I mentioned earlier that we try and make this easy commercially, easy to buy and manage the OPEX. So kind of three bundles, so to speak. You got your common area or analog ATA type setup. got your knowledge worker in the middle, and then for folks who need to host meetings, these are 3 different types of Cisco licenses for those different feature sets. And then you can tack on local and LD packages to each of these. So you see below domestic, local, and LD 0, 50, and 250, for example, for common area. So 0 would be maybe maybe that particular location doesn't need dial tone, or you would use the $0 package, a 0-minute package, if you were bringing your own SIP trunks or PRIs or whatever. So you can see on the knowledge worker and meeting host, we go 0, 250, and unlimited. On large or complex environments, we do custom stuff on local and LD regularly. So these are designed to be built for the 80% of the use cases, but clearly there's 20% around the edges where we need to do custom stuff for, and we're good at that as well. So so really, Corinne, that's it. We're kind of 4 minutes ahead here.
So we've actually had quite a few questions come through at different points of the presentation. So thank you, Jason, and thank you, Brad. One of the more recent ones we just got was, if I have global locations, would they be on the same platform?
Brad, I'll let you take that one.
Yes, yeah, we have the ability to connect to I can't remember exactly the number right now, but I think it's about 60 different countries have our Cisco services available in them.
And then another question that came in was, as we have new employees or employees leave, could you all update the Active Directory? And then a follow-up to that was, how about dial tone? How does that change?
Yeah, so on the managed services side of the house, that would be part of like our end, depending on how deep you wanted us to go. But if we did like first response end user, and you were tying your directory service to AD, and we had the rights to go in there and do that, we would absolutely do that. We manage, we manage lots of Active Directory environments separate and apart from the UCaaS bundle. I mean, we are the data center manager for hundreds of companies. So we have tons of expertise in the space, and certainly as it relates specifically to UCaaS, we have the capabilities and are happy to help there. And then on the local and LD side, same thing. So like move ads changes, new user and user decoms. So we follow ITIL. So we have a whole change management process. There's change management templates that we would, you would just open a ticket, for example, and you could either call it in or just open a change management ticket, and we would execute the change.
Awesome. We did get a few questions going back to call centers, which I know you said they're kind of actively working on. So just kind of reiterate, it says, so can a call center with remote agents work? And what separates Cisco UCaaS with other call center options compared to using Office 365?
Yeah, definitely. So all of our solutions are cloud-based, and they can operate over the internet. So if you have a employee that's working from home, they'd be able to use the soft phone, and it integrates really well with Cisco's WEBEX contact center. They're actually on the same platform and directly integrated with each other. And so having that environment really makes it so that it's easy to manage and maintain. Also, the WEBEX contact center is a low-code, no-code solution that allows you to do drag and drop kind of configuration, and has best-in-class features like omni-channel, being able to connect to Facebook Messenger and Apple business messaging and text messaging and various things like that. And then the analytics that are built into it are really kind of state of the art. They're really moving towards what Google's business analytics look like, and having that flow chart to show you where calls are going and how much traffic you're getting in various different various sections of your business.
So we do have one more final question, and that question is, do I need to have any type of telecom expert on site? What type of staffing would be needed on our end?
Yeah, that's really where managed services comes in. So we have customers who have 0 telecom people in their environment, and we are the entire sort of unified communication department for the customer. That would be our sort of our turnkey managed service around UCaaS. And then we have the other extreme where there's customers who kind of do it all and only use us for escalations. And then there's all sorts of hybrid. Hey, we want Red River to take the end user stuff, and we'll take the back end system administration, vice versa. So we can accommodate any of those scenarios. But I guess the direct answer to the question is no. You don't need any telecom expert on staff. We can handle. That's part of the value that we deliver. We can handle all that back end and user support.
Awesome. Well, I think we got through all of the questions, and thanks again, Jason and Brad, for taking the time to answer all of those. If anyone else has any further questions, feel free to send them in and we can respond through email. We'll also be sending out the recording to everyone after the event for you to either rewatch or share out amongst your team members. So again, Jason, Brad, thank you so much. And I think we're all good to go here.
I'd also like to note that if anyone's interested in learning more about our contact center solutions, we'd be happy to schedule a deep dive session to kind of go into what all the details are there and do demos and various things like that. So,
yep, absolutely. And you can find us on redriver.com and or contact your AE. Or Corinne, is there any other contact recommendations we might make for these folks?
Yeah, you can also send an email to connect@redriver.com and that'll go to me, and we can follow up to you that way as well.
Awesome.
But
well, thanks,
again,
everyone.
Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.